A week from today, the Detroit Lions staff will be flying down to Mobile, Alabama to coach in the Reese Senior Bowl. So, of course, I've got to have the executive of the Reese Senior Bowl, Jim Nagy, a Michigander, a fellow Michigan alum, and the biggest Detroit Lions fan out there. Does that all sound right, Jim?
It sounds about right. You're talking to a guy that has stadium seats from the Silverdome in his office. So yeah, you're accurate on all three of those.
I love it. Yeah, I'm pumped to head down for my first ever Senior Bowl. There's a few changes that are going to occur this year that I'm excited to learn more about. First off, the head coaches in this one, so Robert Saleh for the Jets and of course Dan Campbell for the Lions, they'll be taking more of a backseat approach in an advisory role and kind of letting the assistant coaches lead these teams. So what went into that decision to really elevate the assistant coaches on these staffs?
Yeah, it's something we're really excited about. You know, it was sparked on a phone call over the summer with Troy Vincent at the league office. You know, and they're really interested, vested on Park Avenue about these guys' career development, right? So it's a great opportunity. You know, I was pretty adamant that Dan Campbell, the head coaches, need to be here too. But once we worked through that, it was great. You know, so Dan can promote someone from within for the head coaching position, elevate a couple position coaches to coordinator. And really, it's not just for the Lions; it's for the rest of the league. I mean, you're going to have every team in the league has 3 field passes. So you'll have decision makers from the other 30 teams that aren't participating as coaching staffs down there as well. So you never know what one of these coaches could impress a personnel director who might get a GM job next year and is looking to hire a head coach or bring guys in as coordinators. So just a really cool developmental part of the week that we've never had before, and this should be a fun year one.
Something else that you haven't had yet, and another addition to the coaching staff, is that you'll be bringing on some HBCU coaches. One of them, of course, is another Michigan Wolverine, Tyrone Wheatley, who will be on staff. So what again went into that decision to bring on board HBCU coaches and give them this platform during this pretty important week during the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, Danny, same phone call. We talked about, you know, something came up in a competition committee meeting where someone raised the concern that the 30 teams that aren't coaching in the game don't have the same access. And my point was exactly, they don't. That's, you know, I think that having the coaching staffs down here is one of those little hidden mechanisms of parity that make the NFL so great. That's why teams like Robert Saleh, when he was down here a couple years ago at the 49ers, totally flipped the script and went from Mobile to Miami in the Super Bowl that next year. So that was my point there. But for the teams that don't feel like they have the same insider info, the in-meeting stuff and seeing how these guys learn and interact with teammates in a meeting setting or maybe at a meal, we're going to have the 4 HBCU coaches, and it's going to be great. They're going to be taking detailed notes throughout the week. They're going to be coaching the guys. They're going to, you know, have a lot of behind-the-scenes interactions, and that'll give the other 30 GMs a chance to reconnect with these 4 men as they leave Mobile, kind of pick their brains on how they were behind the scenes. And hopefully make connections for a guy like Tyrone Wheatley. You know, he's coached at that level before, and now he's the head coach at Morgan State. So, you know, if Tyrone wants to get back in the NFL, hopefully allow him to make some more connections.
And then on that same realm, the HBCU front, you are having an HBCU Combine, which it looks like tried to happen in 2020 as a pandemic hit, but I know there were none HBCU student athletes drafted in this past draft. Less than 10 were signed to undrafted free agent contracts. So how is that really going to bridge the relationship between the NFL and these HBCU talent?
Yeah, Danny, I'm glad you bring that up because it's something we're very excited about. I'll give the league office a lot of credit. You know, we called them up. The 2020 event got canceled. It was going to be at the Dolphins complex, and we pitched the city of Mobile in our week. You know, leading into Senior Bowl week. Really to give these athletes 2 more months during the draft process to kind of build some momentum through the process. So rather than have it in late March, let's have it in late January. So no, outside of the running and the testing, because they do get tested and things like that. What's going to be special about this event is the ability to connect with the 32 teams face to face in interviews. Because let's take it to April, and I'm sitting in a draft room with Brad Holmes. If I'm a scout, I'm not gonna pound the table for a guy that's a late round pick or a priority free agent, because right now, realistically, that's kind of what we're dealing with, right? Whether that's an HBCU player or someone at Alabama, I'm not gonna pound the table for that guy unless I really know what he's made of. because it is. I mean, the general managers and these teams, they want to hold on to their draft picks. They want their draft picks to make it. So if you're a 7th rounder or a priority free agent, you got to be built to something special. You got to be, you know, it's your competitiveness, your toughness, your mindset. All those things got to be, you know, upper level for you to be that guy that kind of, you know, breaks through. So to get these teams to connect and hear from these players from their mouths, like who they are, where they're from, the adversity they've been through in life, to be that guy, this is going to be a great opportunity for those players.
I know you know Lions general manager Brad Holmes really well. You said you haven't met head coach Dan Campbell just yet, but I know being from Michigan, you followed these Detroit Lions, and Coach Campbell has really led these Lions through some gritty moments and gotten some pretty big wins over this past season. So what do you think is going to be the most important thing that the squad members learn from Dan Campbell and his staff over the course of that week?
Yeah, I haven't met Dan, but I know a lot of people that have worked with him, and I've heard nothing but great things. So I'm fired up. I love the energy that he coaches with, because I know that he probably assembled a staff that's very like himself, I would guess. So what's important to us is have really lively practice weeks. You know, I know our practice week's going to be great with those guys. They're going to bring a lot of juice to the field. But for them, the biggest takeaway, you talk about the gritty wins they had this year. That can't happen unless you have a locker room that's bought in. You have a certain mindset. Again, it goes just like I'm talking about the HBCU guys. Like, it needs to be a certain mindset. If you have a team like that starts off rough and then late in the year keeps climbing and keeps fighting, that talks about the person more than it does the player. And I think the Lions are really going to get in tune with who these guys really are during Senior Bowl week. I know they'll come away, you know, with a handful of guys that they want to be Detroit Lions leaving Mobile.
I sure hope so. And Jim, we talked about it. This is my first time going down to Mobile, first time covering the Senior Bowl. So what are the must-see, do, or things that I have to eat when I head down there?
We're on Dolphin Street here in Mobile, Alabama. It's kind of our main drag in town. So it's hard for me to talk about a certain restaurant or bar because I don't want to offend anyone else here downtown. But it's a great downtown scene. It's a great place to have this event because it's walkable. It's kind of like Indianapolis for the Combine. You can just get a hotel downtown here and walk everywhere. I'll say this: there's going to be a concert downtown on Friday night. It's actually following our players' Mardi Gras parade. So our players are going to sign. Each player is going to sign 20 footballs at the start of the week, and then on Friday night at the Mardi Gras parade, they're going to be chucking those things at the crowd at the Mardi Gras parade. This is the home of Mardi Gras. Mobile's very proud of that. And then we'll end it with a concert with Portugal the Man on Friday night. We're expecting like 40,000 people downtown for that concert. So it's going to be a lively week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And in terms of food, just in general, you are going to be on the Gulf Coast, Danny. So you're going to be a little warmer. Just eat the shrimp, eat the seafood. And down here, about every place has it on the menu. So I would just, coming up from the Great Lakes, I know when I go up there every summer to see my folks, I eat a lot of perch and walleye. So you come down here and get your shrimp and your gumbo.
And oysters too, right?
Oh yeah, oysters is big down here. You got to get your oysters.
All right, I'm a big fan. All right, Jim, thank you so much for taking the time. We cannot wait to head down to Mobile and see all of you guys.